Hey, what's going on, everybody? Commander Crane here, and we are back with another Pioneer Showdown. I think this is the 8th episode, I'm pretty sure, that we've done of Pioneer Showdown. I'm here with Cody today. He's a new guest here. How's it going, Cody?
Good.
Good. I am ready to play some Paper Magic. It's been a hot minute. I think we haven't played since at least the last Sunday or whatever, so it's been like day 5 or whatever. I know, I'm getting the shakes now. So, all right, so we're playing some very cool decks today. We got a couple spicy cards from the Lost Caverns of Ixalan in our decks today. Cody, what are you playing today?
I am playing black-white humans. It's essentially mono-white humans, but I decided to splash black for a few cards. Should I talk about them?
Oh, yeah, go for it.
So, we get Bloodsoaked Champion, which is a nice kind of recursive threat, and it's just another 2/1 in the deck, which is great. And then we get another Lord in General Kudro, which is pretty awesome, and just like kind of incidental graveyard hate and removal on a body, which is also awesome. And then we get some different kind of disruption in Kitesail Freebooter, and one of the best removal spells in Dire Tactics. And one of the best reasons to be in black is in the sideboard we have Durana, Dauntless General, and this card's just really good against, I mean, a lot of different things. It's also incidental graveyard hate, and it's really good protection for your humans.
I really do like that card. I think it's just strong. It's good in like a number of different matchups. Even like in the control matchup, it's really good. In the mid-range matchup, especially against like Rakdos, it's really good. I think that card's just strong in general.
Yeah, I expect to bring it in quite often.
Right. So, and then obviously we saw the thumbnail. I'm playing Jund Coco Dinosaurs today. It has a ton of new cards from the Lost Caverns of Ixalan in there, which obviously we'll get into detail with more of those specifically once we get into the video here. So anyways, we're going to go ahead and shuffle up for game number 1 of 4 games. We're playing 2 pre-boarded games and 2 post-boarded games. So we will see you for game 1. Alrighty, so we are ready for game number 1 here. Cody won the die roll, so he is on the play. How's your hand looking?
It's looking pretty good, other than I do have a tapped land, which is kind of a bummer, but I do have a decent curve and some good cards, so I'm going to try it.
Okay, alright, my hand's looking pretty good. I got 2 lands here, I got a couple 3s, a 1, and I got a 4-drop here. I could use 1 more land, so hopefully we draw that. So, alright, you go ahead and start us off.
Alright, Castle Ardenvale, go.
Alright, I'm going to draw. That's good, we finally got our other land we needed. I'm going to go ahead and play a Land of Werewolves. Go ahead.
Alright. I'm going to play this Pathway on black and go ahead and run out a Freebooter.
Gross. All right, so there's that, and then it's non-creature, so the only one I have is Collecting Company.
All right, that works for me.
All right,
I'll pass turn.
I got 2 Pugnacious Hammer Skulls and a Belligerent Yearling, so I'm going to draw. I don't know how relevant Beseiju is going to be in this matchup. We'll go ahead and shock. Oh, sorry, 18. Must have been fogging with the dice. And then I'm going to go ahead and play a Pugnacious Hammer Skull.
All right.
And I'm going to pass. Casually, just a 6/6 for 3 mana. Whatever.
It's pretty good. I'm looking to draw a Dire Tactics. It's going to be probably my best card in this matchup. I did not draw one, but I am just going to go ahead and jam this Adeline.
Ooh.
And swing 1 and a token.
All right, I'll block the token, and then I'll take 1 in the air from the Freebooter.
Solid.
Man, I even think about that with black with Freebooter. That's pretty good with Adeline. Yeah. I mean, at least you're like almost always going to trigger it. So.
Right? Okay. Yeah. It's pretty cool. I'll pass turn.
Okay, I'll tap. Draw. Okay. So, do another land, which is pretty good. So we'll go ahead and we'll play the Blooming Marsh. I know you haven't seen that one yet, technically, but we'll go ahead and play it. So I'm going to go ahead and tap 3. I'm going to play another Pugnacious Hammer Skull.
Yep.
And then I'm going to move to combat, and I'm going to attack with the other one. And since I have another dinosaur, it doesn't get a stun counter.
Yep, and I'm going to go ahead and just take 6 here. Okay. Down to 14.
And then second main, I will play this Ixali's Lorekeeper. And I'm going to pass to you.
Okay.
There was some motivation to play the Yearling early, but, like, it's a 3/2 compared to a 6/6. Like, I'll just play the 6/6.
Right. Well, facing down 2 6/6s is not ideal. So I don't know if I have a way out of this, but we'll see what we can do. We're going to run out a General Kudro.
Yeah.
And
is that 2 to sacrifice?
Yeah.
2 sacrifice you mystery creature. Okay.
Yep. And it doesn't look like you have anything in your graveyard.
Yeah, no, I got
exile there. And then I'm going to play recruitment officer, and I don't think I'm blocking with kite sail, so I'll...
You don't want to give me my Coco? What?
I'll swing for 4 here.
Okay. I'll go ahead and block the human token, and I'll take 2 from the freebooters.
Yeah, you got
15.
it. And I will pass the turn.
Okay. All right. Definitely hoping for a good draw here, because we're pretty much out of gas, so something would be better than nothing for sure.
I think 2 6/6s is already enough gas.
Maybe. All right. Let's see here. Okay. Well, I didn't draw anything super good, so I'm just going to go ahead and move to combat.
Yep.
I'm going to attack for 12.
You're going to attack for 12. Okay. Again, not loving my position, but I don't think I want to take 12, so I am just going to throw a recruitment officer in front of the hammer skulls and take 6.
Okay. All right. And then second main phase, I'm going to go ahead and play a belligerent yearling.
Sure.
And then I'm going to tap 2, and I'm going to play another belligerent yearling.
Okay.
And I'm going to pass. See, that's why I think it was better to play the hammer skulls instead of the yearlings and then getting the trigger. Because, like, realistically, your recruitment officer would have traded with an attacking yearling.
Right.
Instead of just playing a 6/6.
Right.
Like, yeah, there's trample, but, you know, there's pros and cons to both.
Yeah. I'm going to put a cavern on human. And we're going to play a Kithian, which actually isn't a horrible draw.
That trumps the hammer skulls pretty well.
Yeah, it can be indestructible in black, which is cool. And then we're also going to play another recruitment officer.
Yeah.
And now I am hellbent. And I think we're just going to get in with Adeline and the freebooter. So we're going to make a token. So this is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 total.
Only 10, huh?
That's it.
Okay, see, this is interesting. So the Adeline, I feel like I probably should kill the Adeline, because, like, assuming I draw something decent, like, I could probably just win the game with the yearlings, but that's not for certain. And Adeline is the best card in your deck, pretty much.
Yeah.
The problem is I'd have to use both yearlings to take it out, which is a little awkward. So I think I should, because I got 4. This is in my hand, by the way. This isn't in play.
Sure.
I think I'm just going to chump block Adeline, and I'm going to take 4.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to go to 11.
Okay.
I didn't want to block with my yearling because it's a 2/2, so.
Sure. And then I will pass the turn.
Okay. Tap. Let's see what we get here. Something good. Ah!
If I can stabilize here, General Kudrow can start putting in work.
I cheated.
Oh, this should actually have been one more. I'm sorry. It doesn't matter because you chumped.
Well, I cheated because I top decked Galta. So I'm going to trigger these and make those 12 twos
Disgusting.
until end of turn.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Why not?
And then technically, it doesn't matter. Okay, and then move to combat.
Yep.
I'm going to attack for 36.
That should do it.
I think that was the only thing besides like Coco I could have drawn to actually.
Disgusting. I actually might have been able to stabilize there with General Kudrow starting to mow down his creatures.
Yeah, because you could have sacked the you could have like blocked and then like sacrificed the token, to get back in that. So I mean that was a lot closer than it looked for sure. Like it was that was a close game. I mean I also drew incredibly well. I drew the red source that I needed. I had the Exotic's Lore Keeper, which is the other red source to get that, and then drew the Galta with 2 belligerent yearlings in place. So that was extremely lucky on my part. So okay, well we're gonna go ahead and shuffle up for game number 2, and we'll see in just a second. Alrighty, so we are ready for game number 2. Cody is on the play again. How's your hand looking?
Looking pretty good. I have lands and spells, so and none of them are tapped, so I'm happy.
There you go. My hand is so I'm keeping a 1-lander. I have 2 dorks, but if I draw another land, this hand is fantastic because I've got a Hammer Skull and a Rotting Regisaur. So like I just need another land here. So we'll see what happens. So all right, you go and start us off.
All right, I'll do Concealed Courtyard and an Officer. Good.
All right. Draw, and we drew the land, because we're lucky scrubs. So I'm going to go ahead and play another land world. Let's go ahead. I'm running 24 lands in as well. So, I mean, there was some odds there, but that was very lucky.
Yeah. All right, so I got some options. I have a Freebooter or a Thalia, and the biggest thing I'm worried about is Collected Company, and since it's not coming down next turn, I guess both of them slow down non-creatures, so I think it makes sense to lead on Thalia, maybe? I think it makes sense to lead on Thalia. No, actually, you know what? I changed my mind. I actually think I want to just move faster, so I'm going to play a Thalia's Lieutenant.
Oh, yeah.
And get a counter here and attack for 3.
Hey, I'm not going to block. I'm going to go to 17.
And then I will pass the turn.
Okay. Draw. Okay. See, this is interesting, because there's a couple different ways I could go with this hand. There's a lot of moving pieces. So I have a Reckless Stormseeker. So I could play that on 2, because I have a Copperland Gorge. So I could play that on 2 and then play a Fatty on 3, which now that I'm talking through this, I think that sounds pretty good. I have the potential, assuming you don't have removal, I do have turn 3 Galta in my hand right now.
Right.
Which I could either play turn 3 Galta or I could play turn 4 Hasty Galta.
Right.
Which that kind of sounds a little bit better to me. So I'm going to tap 3 and I'm going to play Reckless Stormseeker.
Yeah, you got it.
And then it becomes day. And then I'm going to move to combat. I'll target itself. And I'm going to attack for 3. Main reason also for those who are saying turn 3 Galta or turn 4 Hasty Galta, if he has the removal when he untaps, then I obviously don't get any value from it.
So, the reason I'm thinking here is because I am tempted to just get rid of this Llanowar Elf.
Oh, I'm not attacking with the elf.
Oh, you're not
I tapped it for mana.
Oh, right.
Yep, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, no, I'll take 2.
It'd be 3. It gives itself, yeah.
Right, yeah. I'll take
card's cracked. And then I'll pass. The boats decks, every time I play against them, they always have turn 2 Stormseeker, and it's like, wow, this card's really good.
Alright. I'll play a land. Now, I am worried about Collected Company. But I also need to go fast, so...
Just be like Sonic, gotta go fast.
Gotta go fast. So I actually think I'm just gonna play another Lieutenant.
Oh, jeez.
And we're gonna get a counter here, 2 counters here, and I'm gonna swing.
Is that 7?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm at 10.
And then I will pass the turn.
Yeah, this is a dogfight here.
Yep.
Alright, untap. Draw. Well, that's certainly interesting. I did draw a Collected Company, but I don't think it's what I'm actually going to play, which is funny. So I'm going to take 2. I'm going to go to 8.
Yep.
There's definitely some potential fear of dying here. Okay, so let's say I think I might be okay. As funny as that sounds. Because I have this. So I'm going to tap 3. I'm going to play a Rotting Regisaur.
Yep.
And then I will go ahead and I'll play Elvish Mystic.
Sure.
So, which I had the Elvish Mystic. If I didn't have that, I might have played the Collected Company.
Sure.
And then I'm going to move to combat.
Yep.
I'm going to trigger the Reckless Stormseeker on Rotting Regisaur. And I'm going to attack for 10.
Okay, I think I'm just gonna... Painful as it is, I think I'm just gonna take 10 and go to 7.
Okay. I'm going to pass to you and hope not to die.
So I really need to land here.
I'm trying to think how I'm dead here. Probably another Lieutenant. Because I blocked that one, too.
Not a land.
Actually, yeah, I was dead to a 3rd. I'm dead to a 3rd Lieutenant. So I guess if you have a 3rd Lieutenant, then I'm dead.
I do not have a 3rd Lieutenant.
Actually, I might even be dead to an Adeline here. I think my math was off.
I don't have that either.
Oh, well, I got
Let's
lucky.
see. Actually, I am just going to try to go for lethal. I'm going to Dire Tactics this Elvish Mystic.
3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
What?
4,
5, 6, 7, 8.
Oh! Yep, I'm dead. Okay. After thinking about it, I should have left the Stormseeker back because I had the Galta.
Yeah.
So I still would have been able to kill you, I think. It would have been awkward. But no, I definitely should have left it back. It was very risky. And now after thinking of after the play, I'm like, oh, actually, I probably should have had 2 guys back. So,
Sure.
Which it was funny because after you were like, oh, think about the Coco. And then I drew it, which I already had a Riding Register and a Pugnacious Hammer Skull in play. So, in my hand. So I was like, I mean... Yeah. I could try to get both, but like I'll just play the ones that are in my hand. So, okay. All right, well, we're going to go ahead and shuffle up now we're going to shuffle up. We're going to go ahead and get ready for some sideboarding here. We're going to kind of go over what we are bringing in and what we're taking out, and we will see you in just a second. Alrighty, so we are back with sideboarding here. We're going to kind of talk about what we're taking out, what we're bringing in, and why. So, Cody, go ahead and start us off.
Okay, well, since he's playing a creature deck, this non-creature hate is not very good, so it's pretty easy cuts. Both Thalia and Kite Sail are just not very good in this matchup. As far as what I'm bringing in, Chop Down and Giant Killer, actually both sides of Giant Killer are great here. I got a couple portable holes. I play 4 on the board, but I only brought in 2 because I don't want to overload on this effect, but it is nice to get the elves and whatnot in the early game. And then Durant, whatever, however you pronounce that card. This is just going to be nice to be able to protect my more important threats. And then, of course, Brutal Cathar, removing a fatty out of the way. And then I brought in a Containment Priest for the collected companies.
Okay, well, that's fair. So my sideboarding is pretty simple overall. So I'm taking out my 3 Bone Crusher Giants and my Exili's Lordkeeper as my creatures, just because I'm playing 10 Dorks. I'm cutting 1 just because I know you're bringing in the portable holes, but like I just need 1 pretty much to function. And obviously Exili's Lordkeeper does not ram me into the collected company, which is a bit of a nombo. But that's still fine. I'm also cutting a collected company because I'm cutting 4 creatures, so collected company is a little worse, so I'm just going to cut those. And then I'm bringing in the 3 Rending Volleys. It's just a better removal spell in this matchup. Bone Crusher Giant doesn't really kill anything relevant for the most part. It doesn't kill your Adeline. It can kill a Coppercoat Vanguard, but there's less things that this actually kills. So I'm just cutting the Bone Crusher Giants. And then obviously Clothis. I bring this card in like every single Pioneer Showdown I'm playing Gruul. It's just good when we're trading resources. This card just gets better and better. And the Devotion's not super easy to turn on, but it doesn't even matter. And most of the time, I don't even want to turn on the Devotion. I just want it to be an enchantment and then kind of dodge cards like Brutal Cathar and that kind of thing. So that's pretty much all I'm bringing on in the matchup. So, okay, we're going to go ahead and shuffle up for game number 3. We'll see you in just a second. Alrighty, so we are ready for game number 3. I am on the play this time. My hand's looking good. I got a 1-drop here, I got a 2 and a 3, and I got a removal spell here, so we're looking good. How's your hand looking?
It looks good. My 2 lands are both shocks, so I'm a little worried about my life total, but it's a good hand otherwise.
Okay, alright, well I'm going to start us off here with a Copperline and an Elvish Mystic. Go ahead.
I'm going to shock.
Shocking.
And throw out a Blood-Soaked Champion.
Gross. Good. It's soaked in blood. Alright. I'm going to go ahead and play Cavern of Souls, naming Dinosaur, which that feels really good. And then I'm going to move to combat and attack for 1.
I'll block.
It can't block!
Oh, yeah. That's right, it can't block. This is literally my first time playing with Blood-Soaked Champion, so I am not used to it.
There's very few cards that say they can't block, and it's always like I remember Scrap Heap Scrounger a couple years ago, and people were like, oh, wait, it can't block? Like, what? All right, so then second main phase, I'm going to play a Belligerent Yearling, and I'm going to pass.
Okay. Well, I'll tap.
One day it'll be as terrifying as it thinks it is.
So immutable. We're going to throw down a Lieutenant.
Thalia's Lieutenant.
Put a counter on here and swing for 3.
I do not feel like trading, so I'm going to go to 17.
And I will pass.
All right, I'm going to draw. That was a good draw. All right. As funny as this is, and I've never actually done this before, I'm going to play a Cavern. I'm going to name Human.
Okay.
I'm going to play Reckless Stormseeker.
Sure.
I don't have another red source, and I want this one.
Okay.
So, okay, it is day.
So he's representing Rending Volley.
No. And then I'm going to move to combat.
You're in combat.
I'm going to target Stormseeker, and I'm going to attack for 6.
I'm gonna take 6. I'll go to 11.
Okay, and I'm gonna pass to you.
Right, because he is clearly representing Rending Volley, I don't think I wanna just shove this Adeline down, so I think we're gonna...
What's the worst that could happen?
It is kind of my best play, though, unfortunately. So, unclear what to do.
You can just pass.
I'm not doing that. I don't think I'm gonna win this game, but
Right climb pathway.
I'll play Pathway, and I think I'm just going to jam Jarena.
That's the one where it protects the dudes, or
Yeah,
okay. I'll respond to that with
Yeah.
Rending Volley.
sure. It's done. And I will attack for 3.
Okay, I'm gonna go to 14.
Good.
Yeah, I had to kill that just because I don't want the lieutenant getting any bigger, and I want to take it out now while I can. So
Sure.
I'm gonna draw, and I drew another pretty solid magic card, just because that's what we're doing now. We're just only drawing bombs. So I'm gonna go ahead and play a Rotting Regisaur.
That's pretty good.
That's not bad. I'm going to trigger Belligerent Yearling, and I would love to copy its power until end of turn.
Yep.
And then I'm going to move to combat.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to give this haste, and I'm going to swing with the team here. So this is 8, 9, 10, 17, 18.
Yep, you got it.
Okay.
I'll go to the next game.
That was the same thing that happened again, just drawn right off the top, just drawn straight gas. So, but okay, all right, well, we're going to go ahead and shuffle up for our final game, game number 4, and we'll see you in just a second. Alrighty, so we are back for our final game. Cody is on the play. How's your hand looking?
It looks decent. It doesn't have any of the removal I was hoping for, but it has a decently fast start, so I'm going to try it.
Okay, all right, my hand's looking pretty good. I got a 1-drop. I only have 2 lands, so I need a couple more. I got a good 2-drop, a decent 3-drop here, and a 12-drop. You'll never guess what it is. But yeah, sorry, hand's looking...
Could be anything.
It could be anything. So all right, you go ahead and start us off.
Shock, Bloodsuck Champion.
Gross.
Good.
All right, I'm going to play a Lair, and I'm going to play a Llanowar. Go ahead.
All right.
Love the Hydra.
Okay. Play a land. Lieutenant. Counter. And I'm going to swing for 3.
Well, I'm going to take 3, go to 17.
I'll pass.
All right, I'm going to draw. Not a terrible draw. I'm going to play a Copperline Gorge. I'm going to go ahead and play a Belligerent Yearling, and then I'm also going to play another Elvish Mystic. Go ahead.
Untap, draw. Play a Mutavault.
Beautiful.
I'm going to animate itself.
Oh, no. Oh,
Play
no.
another Lieutenant.
I'm in danger.
And then I'm going to attack for 7.
Attacking for 7,
Set
huh?
a counter as well.
I think this is the right call. I'm going to block the Blood-Soaked Champion, and then I'll take 3 from the Lieutenant.
Sure.
Yep. It's a 3-2. Yeah, card's correct, right? I'll go 14.
Pass.
Okay, we need a good draw. I mean, it could have been worse, but it definitely could have been better. Let's see here. What do we do? I really needed another red source. That's what I really needed. Okay, so I got that. This is not looking fantastic for us. I'm going to tap 3. I'm going to play Reckless Stormseeker.
Sure.
It is day.
Okay.
And I don't see us... I kind of want to leave the Reckless Stormseeker back. But what I'm going to do is I'll move to combat.
Yep.
I'll target Elvish Mystic, and I'll go ahead and get in for 2.
I will take 2.
Go ahead. I didn't plan on blocking with it, and if you block with the lieutenant, it doesn't feel that bad, so I just get it in there.
I have a pretty decent turn here. I'm going to play Pathway, and I'm going to go ahead and animate Mutavault.
Yeah.
I'm going to play a third lieutenant.
Oh, gross.
There's the 4. There's a 2.
Yeah, I think I need a red source here, otherwise I am very dead.
We're going to go ahead and get in for a whole bunch. So this 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 total.
I can't even trade with anything. This sucks. Technically, I have an out that's good, which that would mean I would not block, actually. So I'm going to go to 2.
All right, and I will pass the turn.
So my hope is to draw like a Coco so I can like flip this and then like have blockers. But
Sure.
even then, I don't even think that would be enough. And it's funny, I drew another Rending Volley, but I don't have enough red sources to make anything.
Just the 1?
Yeah, I've only got the copper line. So because even if I did that, yeah, there's nothing. I don't think there's anything I can do. So, yeah, that's it. I got nothing.
All
so,
right.
Okay, all right. Well,
2 and 2.
Yeah, no, those are tenants, man. I mean, what's really the better 2-drop, though, really?
Yeah.
But, you know, what's funny, though, with this, like, the games that we won, our 2-drops were so relevant. Like, the games you crushed me was just lieutenants,
yeah.
and then the games I won was with the yearling.
Yeah.
I mean, that just shows, like, just having good 2-drops in your deck just really goes a long way. So, okay, well, we're going to go ahead and de-sideboard, and don't go anywhere, though. We are going to get ready for the post-match analysis. There's going to be a couple things that we're going to go over. You definitely don't want to miss that. So, we will see you in just a second. All right, so we are back for the post-game analysis here. So a couple things we're going to go over. So the first thing, we're going to go over just kind of like the match from our point of view. And then the second thing we'll talk about is our decks, like how they would fare overall in the metagame. And then the third thing we'll talk about is like any hypothetical new card or reprint that would kind of help boost our deck. So Cody, I'll let you go ahead and start. How do you think the match went overall?
I think the match went great, especially considering I don't think this is the best matchup for humans. So it was a pretty decent showing. I was pretty happy with how it turned out. I didn't get to see... the only time I cast Dire Tactics was on that Elvish Mystic or whatever it was, playing Orzhov. But General Kudrow is great. I can just tell that card's going to be a house. And then... yeah, I guess I didn't see the sideboard, whatever it's called, Girana or whatever, that much. So that I didn't really get to. I'm curious to get more games in with it and see how the Blast feels. The Bloodsoaked Champion felt good. Kite Sail, this isn't the match for it, so it's hard to say how good that feels.
Right.
But no, all around it felt good.
Okay, fair enough. So at least from my point of view, like pretty much. My game 4 hand wasn't the best, but it was still pretty good. But games 1, 2, and 3, I had great hands. I mean, it was like 1-drops. Like, game 2 was like, I needed a land, and I literally went land off the top, so like, it was like perfect. But like, overall, my hands felt great. And like I mentioned it at the end of game 4 there, when we were shuffling up, like, we really saw the power of our 2-drops in this matchup. Like, the Thali's Lieutenants, like, those were just huge. And then the Belligerent Yearlings basically, stole 2 games just because, hey, wait, now they're 7-2s, or I made a 12-2, you know, in the game 1.
Yep.
So, like, we just really saw the power of our creatures there. And I know, like, and we'll kind of talk more about this in detail in a later on. But, you know, when most people think of dinosaurs, they think of just these big, like, 5, 6, 7 CMC monstrosities.
Yeah,
but,
now
like,
they're making little ones.
They're making dinosaurs that are 2 and 3 mana that have the potential to be bigger than the average size, like, 6-drop. Which is just insanely powerful.
What's the name of the 2-drop?
Belligerent Yearling.
Yeah, that card was super impressive. I was very impressed with that card. It was very good.
No, I think that was probably the MVP for me. So,
as far as Lieutenant, I think most human players would agree that's usually the best card in the deck.
Right, yeah.
It's very good.
I would say, it's like a blanket, like, overall matchup. Like, it's definitely Thali's Lieutenant for sure. Yeah. So, okay, all right, fair enough. So, the next thing we'll talk about is how our decks would fare in the overall metagame. So, I'll go ahead and start with that one. So, I think this deck is kind of similar to most aggro decks in a way of, like, it kind of slots in. Obviously, there's different pros and cons to both. this deck just has big, beefy creatures. I mean, we're playing 7/6s, we're playing 6/6s for 3 mana, which is just huge. I would say that this deck largely has a more favorable matchup against most other aggro decks, because the other aggro decks, like our deck's pretty quick. I mean, like, realistically, like, by, like, turn 3 or turn 4, well, turn 4 we theoretically could kill somebody, but, like, we're just getting so far ahead that there's no way most other aggro decks would be able to really keep up with that. I think Humans is one of, obviously, the few, and, like, Spirits probably would be as well. But overall, I mean, it's just another really good, like, it's a Gruul aggro deck. I mean, obviously it plays Rotting Regisaur, but largely it's just a Gruul Coco deck. Right. So obviously, it would be solid in the metagame overall.
Yep.
So I'll let you go with Humans.
Yeah, I mean,
well, Black-White.
Obviously, it's pretty much just mono white Humans, so it's already solid in the meta. But the question is it worth splashing the black? And it's pretty low opportunity cost. It's, it's a little more painful mana base, and sometimes you're going to get, every now and again, you're going to get a little more, you're going to get a tapped land a little more often than you would in the mono white version. So, pretty low downside, and I would say it's worth it for the Humans you do get, and then also Dire Tactics is just really good. I'm a type of person that I don't really like Brutal Cathar. I just think it creates too many situations where you can get blown out. So I'm a big fan of Dire Tactics. And then, of course, the 2-drop in the sideboard that gets your Humans indestructible is just excellent.
I really like Kitesail Freebooter because,
Freebooter
to a certain extent, like, if you're playing the control matchup, there's some situations where you'd probably almost want Kitesail Freebooter, like, over Thalia, for instance. Like, obviously the taxing effect is very good, but sometimes that's what you want. You just want to take a card from their hand and, like,
take their Supreme Verdict or whatever.
Yeah, or even against, like, Rakdos midrange, like, sometimes, like, taking their Molten Collapse, and then they have to use a bad removal spell on the Kitesail, and then you play your Adeline and curve out or whatever.
Yeah, it does often force your opponent to use a removal spell on a card they didn't want to use it on, so that's kind of nice. Like, if there's already a Thalia out and say like a Copper Coat or something like that, they probably want to kill the Copper Coat, but they might be priced into killing the Kitesail so they can get their other removal spell back, and it just kind of slows them down in that way, which is great.
Right. I also really like Bloodsoak Champion. I think that's just a fantastic 1-drop. We've had a lot of conversation. We actually talked about it before the video. I'm not a big fan of Hopeful Initiate. I understand why Mono White Humans plays it. Yeah. I just don't like it. It's a 1/2. It just... Yeah, it's not it for me.
I'm pretty sure Hopeful Initiate is just in there because there's not a better option.
I think so too. And
so when you go ahead and add a color, you get better options.
Right. Also, I just thought about this too. Bloodsoak Champion, because it comes back to play right with its trigger.
I believe so.
That also can trigger your Thalia's Lieutenants, at least post-board, which is pretty sweet. So I just happened to think about that. That can be very, very relevant. So I really like Bloodsoak Champion. That card is awesome. We actually built a Warriors deck on the channel a while ago, and we had Bloodsoak Champion. I think it was... No, was it? Yeah, it's a Warrior, right? Yeah, Bloodsoak Champion, I think, was in there.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
Human Warrior.
Yeah, card is very, very good. So, and I guess this kind of goes into the next part, is with Humans, basically whatever you want to play, like, there's motivation to play all the different kinds of Humans. Like, if you want to play Mono White, like, you get, like, Brave the Elements and Ossification. If you play Black White, you get, like, Kaiso Freebooter and Bloodsoak Champion, some better removal, General Crudo. Yep. If you play, like, Bant, you get Coco and Reflector Mage, and, there's another really good one I can't think of. But whatever. If you play 5-color
Hamlet
Humans...
Vanguard.
Hamlet Vanguard, yeah. And then if you're 5-color, then you get, Mantis Rider.
Yeah.
That's pretty much the main motivation. Well, and then you get Coco and all that. But,
yeah.
So there's pros and cons to pretty much running all the different Humans. And it's cool to see, like, whatever style you want to play your Humans, you can do that, which is great. Like, there's always the core, but then it just depends on what flavor you really want to play.
Yeah, I actually, you already know, we talked about this before, but I considered building 5-color, but I decided it just wasn't worth it for the Humans you get. It raises the curve a lot, and you really want to try to keep the curve low. And on top of that, you would have to lose Mutavault, and Mutavault's just such a good card that it just doesn't seem worth it to me. So, in my opinion, I think 2-color Humans is the way to go, and then it just comes down to what color you want to splash. And I decided to go with black because of I think it gives you some of the better cards.
No, that's fair. So, okay. So the last thing we'll talk about is, third part, last part, is kind of what new cards or hypothetical card that our decks would need to like kind of be pushed further into the metagame. So I'll let you start with that.
I think the choice for humans is pretty easy. I think Aether Vial would really, it would break this deck wide open. It would be... honestly, too good,
Yeah,
just the level of acceleration and not getting your stuff counterspelled and playing at instant speed. It would just take this deck to the next level.
And I know we've talked about this card a little bit on the channel. Is Champion of the Parish as well?
That would probably be my second choice after Aether Vial. It's hard to say. I mean, Champion of the Parish is really good, but I just don't think it gives you the utility that Aether Vial does.
Oh, yeah. Aether Vial would definitely be the better card, but Champion is like... So, we played Zombies on the channel here a while ago. I played it at FNM the one time, and then I played it for Pioneer Showdown. Champion of the Perished is just insane. So, when you take a really, really good one-drop and you put it in a better overall deck in humans, like Champion of the Parish, like, we play... I don't think we ever uploaded those videos, but we did a Pioneer Plus the one time where we put we could play a card that's not in Pioneer in our deck, and you played Champion of the Parish in your deck, and you just blew everybody out of the water that night.
Yeah. Come to think of it, I should have just played Aether Vial that night, but yeah, I decided on Champion of the Parish, and it turned out really well.
Yeah, it's very good. I think, like, the deck obviously did get the upgrade in Cavern Souls, but for the most part, like, I think the deck is already looking pretty good. It's, like, at least Mono White Humans is one of the better decks in the metagame. Like, I don't think there's any, like, large gaps for the most part that the deck really has.
No, I don't think so. There's nothing. I would love to be able to play Reflector Mage. That's the only thing that kind of tilted me towards blue, but there's just no other card in those colors, really, that makes it worth going blue.
Yeah, I don't think there's really any good blue humans that I can think of. And it's not even like Deputy Detention's like a Vildalkin Wizard, so it's not even like you can play that either.
Right.
So, okay. But, all right, fair enough. So, obviously, with the deck I played today, we've got a bunch of big upgrades from the Lost Caverns of Ixalan. Obviously, Pugnacious Hammerskull is huge. Probably the most important creature in the deck that we got the upgrade. Belligerent Yearling obviously was huge in that matchup. And then we didn't get to see it, but I also am playing a couple copies of Idsquith, Firstborn of Gishoth as well. So obviously, like, the first two are huge upgrades. Third one's also just another good Galactic Company dinosaur. But, so obviously, we got huge upgrades in that. And then there was Cavern of Souls. So realistically, the deck doesn't have any, like, glaring holes as of right now. It also got another Mana Dork. I forgot to mention that as well. So the deck got another 1-drop. It got 2 really good 2-drops and a really good 3-drop. So at that point, like, it doesn't really get any better from there. So I would say with the deck how it is now, it would take a very, like, large upgrade for it to, like, consider, like, to really push it. At this point...
How about a Dinosaur Thalia?
Yeah, like, it would need it needs something like that, like, non-dinosaur creature spells cost 1 more or something like that, like, which would just be, that'd be actually a crazy card.
Yeah.
But, so overall, we'll kind of see what happens with dinosaurs. Again, so as of the recording of this video, technically Ixalan was just released today. So we'll kind of see what happens in Pioneer. Maybe a dinosaur deck actually does all right in like a challenge soon, or, top 8's a 1K or a RCQ sometime soon. So we'll kind of see what happens with the deck. There's a lot of different flavors of dinosaurs that you could play in this format. Like, obviously, there's, like, the traditional aggro decks that I usually play that play, like, Ripjaw Raptor and Regisaur Alpha. You've got, obviously, your smaller-to-the-ground dinosaurs. Then you got, like, your different ramp decks and stuff like that. So we'll kind of see what happens. But ultimately, kind of similar to humans, where you can kind of customize and play the ones you want. It's kind of the same way with dinosaurs. If you want to play Hulking Raptor and, like, Galta Stampeding Tyrant, like, you can do that. If you want to play Collected Company, super fast, efficient creatures, you can also do that as well, which is pretty sweet. So that's ultimately, I think, what's cool about dinosaurs with Lost Caverns of Ixalan. Because before, there was really, like, you could play a mediocre ramp deck and a solid aggro, but now you have 3 different options, which is pretty cool. So,
I could see like a dinosaur that gives your other dinosaurs maybe Ward 1 or Ward 2 could be a really good boon for the deck. Something to protect your dinosaurs would be really sweet.
So when the art for Hulking Raptor came out initially, so I was trying to guess what the card did, and I was actually really close. So Hulking Raptor, I'll have it on screen right now. It's a 5/3 for 4 with Ward 2, and at the beginning of your pre-combat main phase, you add 2 green to your mana pool. My guess for the card was a 5/5 for 5 with Trample Ward 2, and then other dinosaurs you control have Ward 2. So like I was halfway there. I mean, I had
that would have been sweet.
Oh, that would have been pretty awesome. I don't know, like it's a 5-drop too, so like technically like a 4/4 dinosaur for 4 would have been better over as a whole, but definitely protection for the dinosaurs would be pretty sweet because I feel like I wouldn't say that it's missing a protection spell because there's great protection spells in the format already, and like Tyvar Stand and Tameo Safekeeping.
Right.
But definitely being able to like if there was like a Brave the Elements for dinosaurs, like that would be pretty insane, you know.
That would be pretty good.
But really as a whole though, I'm really happy where the deck is currently at right now. So, okay, well, all right, that's all we've got today. I'd like to thank everybody for watching this video. Cody, thanks for coming on here.
Thank you.
Sure, we'll probably see you at some point in the near future here with some more spicy deck lists and stuff like that. So let us know in the comments section below, what do you think about the lists? Our lists will be in the description below if you'd like to build those for yourself or check them out, kind of see exactly what we're playing, because I know there's a lot of cards that we didn't get to feature that were in our decks today. So if you're interested in checking those out, that'll be there for you to look at. So, all right, I'm Commander Crane. Thanks for watching this video, and we'll catch you in the next one.